Hey guys, welcome to another edition of GamingNight. I just wanted to do a quick channel update to include you guys in what's going on. There's not going to be that many board game videos this week or this month. That all depends on how things are going. We had to apply for another apartment yesterday because we got a notice that we're not able to renew our lease. Apparently they're going to be upgrading all these buildings up to code so they can charge more. So they're just not renewing it, so they can just have an excuse to fix it up and charge people more for less. So we're going to be moving into a new building. It's going to be a 2-bedroom apartment. And once I get everything situated and start moving in, I'll give you guys a tour of the place and our gaming session and stuff where I'll be able to play my board games and video games and things like that. Yeah, so that's that. And then the other thing is I got a gift from my one friend Chris. He one of our new cousin. It's my fiance's cousin, and he doesn't have that many people to play games with and stuff like that. So, or keep entertain, play and stuff with him, because like he's different than most people. So he's willing to go on camera. So as soon as I get moved to the new location, get things all set up, we'll be having board game stuff. So anyways, without further ado, he got me Paranormal Detectives here. That's the front and that's the back of it. I can't really show you too much of it. We played it today because it's spoiler territory for some of this stuff, obviously. I can show you the basics though, components on most of it, because there's just a few things I can't show you because of course this box is in really tight today. Wow. And this is by Lucky Duck Games. Dang it. Woo! Oh boy. Okay. So yeah, you have a pretty good rulebook here. There really isn't much to explain. It's pretty much easy to teach. The player that has the hardest is gonna be the ghost player. So anyways, you have this little drawing board. This is for one of the things you gotta do, the ghost can do to help communicate with the players. I'll explain everything. This is the player board, which has, is it upside down? No. It's got the kind of like a Ouija board type. This is called the talking board. And this is another meter. I forgot what they call that one, but you basically you got up to 4 of these little dial thingies, and you can use them however you want. And then you got these are the hangmans, so you basically can shape these however you want to give clues on so you got a white one and I think they're different lengths, I think. Yeah, the black one's a little bit longer as you can see, but yeah, it's for conveying different things in the game. As I said, it's the ghost player's job to be as creative as they can with the choices, and the game's all about what questions you ask are more important than the method that you're trying to convey. There's like so yeah, each one of these players get, except for the ghost player, everything is open information for the ghost player, because the ghost player has no hidden information other than this a single card that has all the information. I can probably spoil one of them for you, but that'd be the extent of it. And it's one of the first scenarios anyway, so that's about just more or less I can show you guys. So if you don't want to see spoilers at all for your first time playing the game, I would advise you just turn away when I get to that point. So this is the Ghost Player's card to keep track of how many each player got right, and then so you could put it on there. You can also write on it, and then they can write it on their board how many they got right. So this is basically you need to know who, why, where, who. Who, why, where, how, and what weapon. So not necessarily they're not all murder cases. They're not all. They could be freak accidents. You name it. The game's got a lot of variety of things. So we're gonna go in to see if one of them I can find it. So yeah, I won't give you that one. That one. So we'll give you one of the cards. So you'll get, the Ghost Player will get this information, and like I said, on the card it'll tell you the information that's down here. The information here is the only information that is given to the players. The rest of the information is gotta be obtained by asking questions, and you just have to be close enough. You have to have a cinnamon or whatever that the player so as long as it's close enough, you don't have to be 100% accurate. Just, if it's cheating, just put cheating and stuff like that. And then you got, these are for the board, the speaking board, and these you just point to a row of 3 numbers. 3 letters. Sorry. So, and then you got the wound markers, and these are the ones for that the dials. You can put them wherever you want. You get 4 of those. You get 5 of the other ones. So the Ghost Player will have a few things on their own. They get 3 of these little cards here. These are just when the ghost feels like someone gives a bad guess or something, you could give them a little added hand. So the ghost meter is the one I showed you, was the dial. So the Ghost Player can give those out, because the Ghost Player cannot win unless then there's a talking board one. So yeah, there's different characters. There's the tarot cards. Which are these? So you could display them however you want to convey your messages. So you're only going to get 3 of them. So you could use, for example, you'll have like this. So let's say the guy was, so you'd go like something like that. So let's say you wanted to convey that it was an idiot. The person was being an idiot, and so you'd go like that. You could cover do something like this. So you'd have this cover. This would be like this. So you'd have the Fool, and you'd have like water showing here, and then of course it says the Moon. That doesn't necessarily mean that, you know. Or you can connect the cards, line them up like this, and then cover up this part. Like you could, I mean, it's like, it's up to you how you're trying to get the information, and it's very difficult sometimes because you got to work with what you got to work with, and you can't explain anything. Like if you're familiar with Dixit, you can't really explain anything, so everything is interpreted how they think it's interpreted. So you're just trying to do the best you can to purvey the message that you need. So I kind of think that this methods are, you know, all the methods are really neat. So there's that one. Sorry, I'm going on and talking. So you got a whole bunch of those. And then each player, depending on number of players you have. So we play 2 players, so we use all the cards. So and that includes how many. The number down here includes the ghost players. So a 2-player game is a ghost player and 1 regular player. It's one of those games. This is one of those games that it's probably cool to just play it with a one-on-one, just to get to learn how to play it. Like that way you can kind of understand. I mean, not that the game is extremely difficult. You got, like I said, you got the tarot card one to read. You got the talking board, a ghost scream. The ghost makes a sound or indicates an object in the room. So you can basically point to an object in a room, like if there were then you got the hangman knots, and you arrange the ropes on how you got the haunted mirror, which the ghost does a pantomime for 3 seconds. These could be hilarious because some of these the things that the game has is for adults, so it'll have it on there if it's, some of the cards are for adults. So then you got whispers in the shadow, the ghost mouths 1 word, not talks, just mouths, so that could be useful. Giant ghost touch, you can basically draw an answer on their back. You cannot put the words or letters, but you can draw symbols and stuff like that. So they don't want you to like, but everything. And then of course the quill, this is the one where you take their hand, the ghost takes the person's hands and draws, and you do 1 continuous drawing. So once you accidentally lift the person's hand up, you're done. So you kind of have to guide it around. At least that's as far as I know. I've heard other people say you can't lift your hand up, so I can actually clarify whether it's in the rule book, but from what I've understood, you cannot do that. So once it's a 1 continuous drawing. So yep, that's pretty much all you really get in the game. So it's, what's nice about it is you can even make your own up. As a ghost player, you can even make your own up with these cards. And then there's an app online. There's expansions for it from what my friend told me. I didn't know there was any there, but then again, I would definitely assume that there would be expansions for it just because of the content. It's like, because once the ghost player plays it with that group, that card, you'd have to pretty much play it with a whole different group of people. So there is replayability if you're playing with different groups as a ghost player. But as a regular player, if you've done that case before, the thing is you're not going to be able to repeat the case, because I mean, it's like, unless, because like I said, there's enough variety. It just, it's just gonna be too easy to, once people know what they're, build a good memory. I don't know, some people have a really good memory, and that they can't really do that. So as far as the free application, says the ghost holds the detective's hand to pen, attempts to draw the answer on the quill. The drawing line must be continuous. When the line is broken, the detective loses paranormal control. So once, yeah, it says you can only draw. It says, yeah, the drawing line make it, so if the line is broken, obviously, if there's you decide to put a dot or something somewhere, it's done. So that does limit. So as a ghost player, it's difficult because you got all these different methods of giving information, and if they don't ask the right questions, and the thing that the method can also really not help them either, because each method, it's the way they made the game. It's possible to portray every way possible in the game with any method. It's just you kind of have to start a. So as a multiplayer, as more than just two players, it's probably easier for the non-ghost players, because they're able to listen in on other conversations and know what's going on and get information from other players. Whereas if you're playing one-on-one, they're relying on their own questions they ask, and the ghost players trying to do their best to give the information, because the ghost player only wins if someone solves it completely, whereas the detectives, they get a victory if they at least get some of the information. So whoever has the most information and whoever got the information sooner wins. So they can win just by getting a few things right, whereas the ghost players got to make sure they get every little thing down. So I think this game's really cool, just the fact that it's very light, easy to just get into, and it's definitely something that would be fun to play around the Halloween. I'm sorry, my eyes are just watery today. So if you're looking for an interesting party Halloween game, this is definitely cool. If you want that Mysteria, like if you want something a little bit more like Mysterium but a little bit more interactive, definitely try out the Paranormal Detective, because there's a lot more than just giving someone pictures of cards like Dixit. This is a little bit more combination of a whole bunch of things, and I wouldn't be surprised if the expansion added more ways for the ghosts to communicate, if anything. So anyways, you guys have a good one. We'll just rambled on a little waffle here, a little bit of what's going on, and I will definitely hope to see you guys. Video games are not going to be a problem right now. Video games and phone app games. Board games, if I do any, put them up, they're going to be sporadically, and not like, even though I had a whole bunch planned, it just did not expect to get a letter in the mail that our lease wasn't going to be renewed because they were renovating. So, but we got a place to get ready to move in already. We're packing up right now, so once we get the A-OK to physically move into the new building, things will go real good. So once again, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.